Skengines is a decent game. I don't think anyone around here doubts that. Yet, despite Skengines being regarded as a well-crafted video game, its player count and publicity is just extremely low. Now, I know how the game only recently came out, however, I would have hoped it would have gotten a little more attention, as it is pretty unique. Anyhow, this is quite a shame as I really like the game, and I wish it became more successful. Cheat even tried using Roblox ads and Twitter to help advertise the game, however this worked to no avail. With that out of the way, why am I talking about the disappointing side of Skengines? After all, isn't it better not to dwell on the negative stuff and look on the bright side? Well yeah, that's true, however, the reasoning why I'm making this video is to give my insight on how to fix this problem. In fact, I believe that the solution to Skengines' low player count has been right in front of Cheat this whole time. And not only that, but Cheat has been experienced in the solution for years. With that out of the way, this is how Cheat can save Skengines. Let's begin. Before we can come up with a clear way to save the Skengines player count, we first need to look at Cheat's other successful projects, those being the bear games. The bear games were always a fan favorite, and it becomes clear why when you play them. The goofy nature of the games, the well-developed story, and the cosmetic collection system all play into why the games are so beloved. However, if you compare these games to Skengines, you'll notice how they have a lot of similarities. Both franchises have similar item collection systems, and they both have similar features, such as daily quests. However, there's one key difference between Skengines and Bear, which I think is the reason why both games have opposing levels of popularity, and it all comes down to content. You may have noticed how Skengines updates a lot quicker than the Bear games. Now, although this can be largely credited to how Skengines has a more simpler style than the Bear games, resulting in it being easier to make updates, there's also one other thing which makes this possible, that being the amount of content released in each update. On average, whenever Bear updates, it usually takes me around 1 to 2 hours to fully experience the update, more or less depending on what it is. As for Skengines, it only takes me around 5 to 20 minutes. I'd also like to mention how both of these pieces of data include obtaining any new cosmetics, exploring any new areas, and dissecting for video content, such as lore and Easter eggs. Now, I know it isn't accurate to make an assumption based on one piece of evidence from one person, however, this should give a rough idea of what the situation is. Okay, so I think based on those numbers, there's clearly some sort of problem with the amount of content coming into Skengines updates, and it only takes a few looks to notice this. If you compare the last major update of Skengines to the last major update from Bear Star, or even Bear Alpha, there's a very clear distance in the amount of content which was added. Now, the amount of content being produced in Bear Star quite obviously burnt out the developers, and I don't think it's healthy to repeat that in Skengines. Although, we can look at what content made the Bear game so thrilling and implement that into Skengines, and I think I have figured it out. Let me ask you this. What is the most memorable part of the Bear games for you? I guarantee that most people would answer that question by listing off one of the many quests, or at least something relating to it in the entire game. If you said something like the Santa Sandboss or the Grandmaster event, then your favorite thing in the game is a quest. The thing which made the Bear game so successful were its quests, secret and public. Having an additional piece of content which rewards an exclusive item once you complete a difficult challenge with your friends is something which people want, and it shows in the Bear games. And wouldn't you know it, but quests are the one thing which aren't present in Skengines. I wholeheartedly believe that if Skengines introduced quests similar to the ones in the Bear games, it'd become more popular. Adding a sense of mystery with the thought of a prize if solved to a game is a great way to draw people in, and it would give players an extra challenge to complete once experiencing the main update. And, from experience, I can say how these quests can take anywhere from minutes to hours to solve, especially the secret ones. Now, I would like to mention that the quests I'm referring to aren't daily missions or anything simple like that. What I'm talking about are things such as Amalgabear in Bear Star and the Brown Whitey token in Bear Alpha. I'd also like to mention how adding these quests to the game would help us YouTubers, as it would give us content which has been proven over and over again that people want to watch. Anyways, with this video coming to a close, I'd just like to say that although Skengines is a great game, it lacks the element of mystery and intrigue, which was one of the key components which made the Bear series really popular. The game doesn't need anything like more detailed maps or anything extra like that, but it does need something that hooks players in, and quests seem to be the perfect thing to do. I do hope that one day more quests similar to the ones in Bear get added to the game, as they would be really fun to complete. Anyways, thank you for listening to me rant, and I hope you enjoy.